What's up, everybody? Welcome into the Doobie Den, and tonight is the RevX's wrestling review for the 8/15 edition of WWE Smackdown. I am your co-host, Buddha Fire. With me, as always, MJ Hat, and tonight, bro, wasn't too terribly bad, I would say.
No, it was a solid show,
We
man.
can talk. What's up? What's up?
Honestly, I think tonight's show went fairly decent. What's happening, Giga? Welcome in. Um, there are bigger shows, and this week's been filled with all kinds of wrestling drama and stuff, and so many things to talk about. Let's start with the top first, though. I want to address the viewer. Okay, so give me just a second, guys. If you didn't know, we're currently having a merch giveaway on our Discord. Once we reach 100 people in the Discord, we will be giving away a Revolution X T-shirt, also Doobie Den T-shirt. We try to bring your friends in because as many people as we can get in here, the better. And
What is up,
who doesn't like
Savage
free
Darkness?
merch?
How's it going?
I like free merch. Savage likes free merch.
Oh yeah,
Everybody likes free merch. So
everybody likes free
100
merch.
people on the Discord. That's what we're shooting for. If you guys want to join in the conversation, I'm going to pin this in chat. Exclamation point stage. That'll take you directly to the Discord, directly to the stage. That way you can come up here and talk to us about tonight's event. So that being said, Buddha, tell us your thoughts, man. What do you think this week?
For SmackDown or for Raw or what?
Let's start off the top. Start with Raw.
All right, so let's just do the recap of Raw right quick, guys. Actually, usually Hat does this, so we're flipping it this week. I like this. Dom and El Grande Americano defeated AJ Styles and Dragon Lee when we seen probably like four extra El Grande Americanos pop out and around and distract as always. Sami Zayn versus Rusev ended in a DQ when the MFT interfered. More on that later. Sheamus attacked Rusev after as MFTs were dealing with Sami Zayn, and they fought all over the arena like they've been doing for the past couple of weeks. Um, Naomi is apparently injured, so there was no women's championship on Monday night, and there was supposed to be. In place of Naomi, Roxanne Perez decided to step up, and she actually ended up getting a victory over Io Sky when the Kabuki Warriors interfered, but not in the way they should have, and it cost her the match. Uh, I'd say we'll get like a Rhea and Io Sky versus the Kabuki Warriors down the line a little bit because Rhea's trying to be involved. Io tells her not to be involved, but I'm sure that there'll be more to that as the story progresses. And then in the
Right.
in the main event, the Bronze versus CM Punk and LA Knight ended in a DQ when Seth Rollins came out and started, taking care of everybody. The heels got the upper hand till Jey Uso's music hit. He comes out, faces get the upper hand, and Adam Pearce comes out and says, "Okay, Rollins, since you want to put your foot everywhere, well, let's see how well you can actually stand your ground." So he makes Seth Rollins defending the title against Jey Uso, CM Punk, and LA Knight, all three in a fatal four-way match at Clash at Paris. I'm gonna stop myself right there for a second. I want your honest input on that, cuz.
Yeah, I knew you was going to do that. All right, so listen. Um, where's Roman Reigns?
Yeah, exactly.
That's my first question. Um, Roman, it should be a part of this story if he's working this program with Bronson Reed. If they're actually going to do this Shu Lafala thing that they're doing, which it seems like they are. He's stealing a new pair of kicks every week. I just, man, I like the idea of the match. I don't like the fact that the Vision, as they're being called, is all going to be out at ringside. I don't like the fact that there's going to be a ton of interference. I want to see Seth Rollins defend the championship one on one. There's just too many people vying for it right now.
I
So
agree. I agree. I think, but I will say that even that fatal four way in itself is money. Like that's going to be an
yeah,
epic match. Do I see Rollins coming out of this with the title still? Yeah, absolutely. But it's a good way to kind of veer everybody off in other paths without really stepping on anybody's toes, so to speak. If that makes sense, I hope it does. But anyway, so that was actually my point just as well. Is Roman Reigns should be in this feud. Like when it first started out, he was in this feud. And instead of having him in the main feud, they put him with Bronson Reed. I'm sorry. I don't see what that's going to do for Bronson Reed. I really don't see what that's going to do for Roman Reigns. But hey,
I mean, a little bit of a rub, I guess, but
yeah, I
that's,
mean, what's Bronson Reed going to say? I got my ass kicked for stealing Roman Reigns' shoes? That's what happened.
I mean, that is a good line.
But
The next
while
thing I
while
wanted
we're
to
at
talk
that,
about with you,
yeah.
yeah,
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
the next thing I wanted to talk about with you this evening,
Mm.
because this is big news before we get into the results of SmackDown. Let's talk about Karrion Kross and Scarlett Bordeaux. This is the biggest thing happening in the wrestling world right now.
I agree.
This week, Karrion Kross was released from WWE, quote unquote released. I have to say, there's some controversy here. A lot of people think that this is a work. I'm not one of those. And I have to say, I normally can call these things on the head, and I know that Buddha disagrees with me, and that's fine. We'll get into it. But Cross went on the Ariel Helwani show, and he said all these things that you just don't say. Like you don't say, well, gee, golly gosh, sir, I sure would like for me and my wife to have our job back. You just don't do that. That's not how you work an audience. So honestly, I there are several reasons why I'm going to say that this isn't a work. He's genuinely been released, but the fact that he's openly discussing backstage antics, even though this is a world with new kayfabe, I don't see him being able to do that if he was under contract. Just my opinion. What do you think?
Okay, so let's cut back a couple months ago when Truth got released, right?
Uh
What
huh.
happened just as soon as Truth got released? You had
Mm.
an outpour of support from WWE and this, that, and the other, right? Not
Yes.
you ain't heard a single word about that for Cross, have you? No, it's not been quoted like that. You've heard of him going on different different podcasts, different shows, stuff like that, and saying the things that he's saying, but not a single. Hey, come on, man. You know just as well as I do when you're in WWE, regardless of what your character portrays, you're part of a family. So you're going to have good relationships with a lot of people there. Somebody's going to get on social media and be like, lost a good one today. Hope for the best for you in your future endeavors. Something to that nature. Something nice to say. Positive, positive vibes, which is great to have. It's what the Doobie Den's all about, guys. Hey, Mini
Hey,
Maze,
what's
what's
up?
up? But
Thank you, man.
just saying, like, there's been nothing there. So do I feel as though this is a work as well? Yeah, absolutely. Because I feel as though if it wasn't, they they would have like done something different. I just feel as though this is a work. So anyway, guys, let's get off of that because that's the let's get into the Naomi rumors, and I'm gonna let you tell me about that because you seem to have dove into that a little bit better than I did.
All right.
So
So the big thing going around right now is that she's going to have to relinquish the title this coming Monday, and that's the big thing this week is because, and I could be wrong, but this is what sources are saying. She's knocked up. She is pregnant. So Naomi will no longer be able to compete at least for the next 10 months to a year.
Minnie, I just read that comment. Wow, thank you, but
Yeah.
wow, just kidding.
Uh, no, 10 months to a year, if that's the case. I don't know. Do you think it's possible that let me stress by saying that, when if they relinquish the title, this goes back to being a Rhea Ripley Io Sky show, or do we see the world title somewhere else?
We're answering this based completely off of a what if right now, right?
Yeah, it's a what if. It's entirely a what if.
Yeah, Rhea Ripley, EO Sky. It's got to happen. Like
Okay.
that's the next two in line. That's like where the next like line follows. So yeah, unfortunately, would I like to see somebody new in that picture? Sure. Like I don't know. Please forgive me for saying this. Okay, I know you're not the biggest fan of her, but just to throw somebody different into the mix that hasn't really had that kind of
Oh
shot
no.
yet, throw
Oh
Lyra
no.
in the picture. Now, would you like me to answer as to why? It's very simple.
Lyra Valkyria?
Yeah, for this
Go
simple
ahead.
reason, she can't challenge for the Intercontinental title anymore. So
Hmm.
she doesn't do well in a tag team.
Okay.
When you hold the Intercontinental title, the next way to go is up. What's after the
Sure.
Intercontinental title?
Okay. So what you're saying is you'd like to see Lyra Valkyria enter the title
I
picture
would
one way
just
or
like to
another.
see her in the picture. Sure. Does she have to win the title? No. Is it a good time for her to be a champion? Not when you got Rhea Ripley fucking destroying shit. Like
No.
I'll give Io every bit of credit in the world. Okay, she takes a beating from Rhea. I'm not sure that Lyra
All
could
right.
do the same thing. Your
Let me
thoughts?
ask you that.
Yeah.
I don't think Lyra's championship material. I think she's an excellent superstar. I think she has excellent ability, and I think she is very over. But I do not think she is over enough to be competing with the likes of Rhea Ripley and Io Sky. I think a transfer to SmackDown is in her future.
Okay.
Just a thought.
Okay. Speaking of that, before we end the show tonight, I want to touch on that subject again.
Mm.
Transfers,
Okay.
transfers and trades. Let's say transfers and
Okay.
trades. Chat,
Okay.
put it in the chat for me. Transfers and trade. End of show.
Yeah, I'll do it. I'll do it.
All right,
Take us into
so
SmackDown.
let's get into SmackDown, guys. Thank you all for being on for already like what 15 minutes going. Yeah,
We're
and we're just
ramping.
shooting the shit, guys. But appreciate y'all being on with us again. Welcome into the Doobie Den. This is the RevX Wrestling Review, and you are here to hear the recap for the 8:15 edition of SmackDown. So let me welcome you into WWE Smackdown from near my hometown. It's in Boston, Massachusetts. I'm from Northport, New York, so it's not too far away. Before I moved down to where I'm at now, I lived about 30 minutes outside of Boston in a place called Marlboro, Massachusetts. So I love when they come here. I never got to see them when I was there. I was too young to really remember that, really. Anywho, we're coming to you from the TD Garden Arena. Uh, we opened the show with the MFTs coming out. I actually Googled that while we were watching to find out exactly what that meant. And that means my family tree, which is cool because we were going with some, further off shit. Anyway, Solo
Yeah.
grabs the mic and says there's nobody in the back that can challenge him, and Sami Zayn's music hits. Sami comes out to talk to Solo. Solo calls the rest of the MFTs down. He says Solo made him realize that he could do other things instead of just going for one title all the time. He said he's still got time to be able to go for that heavyweight championship, and that will come. But he's going after the other title that he's never held, and that is the U.S. Championship, which is currently held by Solo Sikoa. Solo informs him that he is if you want to come
That's
on the
just me.
stage. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, let me read that for you. If you want to come on the stage, raise your hand and he'll get it in the notification and then he'll accept it. You can come up on the stage, chat with me and Hat right now. All you got to do is click that button, guys. Anyway, so Solo tells him he can't challenge for the title because he's not on SmackDown. Sami says, as a matter of fact, starting tonight, again, while we're talking about transfers and trades later, Sami Zayn is officially a member of the SmackDown roster. And because of that, he's coming after that title and he's coming after him, which this obviously starts a brawl that gets Jimmy Uso and Jacob Fatu coming out to make the save on Sami. Gets Nick Knowles out there and he says, you know what? Main event tonight, you six can battle it out however you want to. Any three members of the MFTs versus Sami Zayn, Jimmy Uso, and Jacob Fatu. So that gets us our main event for the evening. Then we get a Chelsea Intergreen interview in the back. Byron asked her basically, "Hey, how did we get to this point?" And instead of answering the question, they shoot off the question, got pissed off, and walked away. And after that, that leads us into match one, which is going to be you,
All
brother.
right. Hold on now. Hold on. Hold on. Let's process what's happened so far, okay?
Dumb.
So, Sami Zayn. transfers to SmackDown,
Yes, sir.
and you want the U.S. title shot. That's where we're at, right?
Yeah.
All right. So match number one was a singles match. It had Piper Niven taking on Alexa Bliss. Alexa Alexa took a lot of beating during this match. This was mostly Piper's match. It was
Agreed.
very quick though. Um, had more action in the commercial break than it did the actual match. There was even a segment where Piper put horns on her head and started going around like a fool. Uh,
Stupid.
Bliss got the roll off, and there was an aftermatch beatdown. Chelsea Green and Harvis, they beat the crap out of Alexa and Charlotte, which I have to say I'm okay with because they're kind of protected. They're the champions right now, and it just made the Secret Harvest look good tonight, which they don't get that a lot. So they deserve one every once in a while. Um, then we got an interview. I'm sorry, not an interview. It was a backstage segment where Tiffany Stratton and Jade Cargill were arguing with Nick Aldis. As Nick's every week goes, he's in every backstage segment getting yelled at by talent. Um, Nia Jax walks in and tells Jade to back up. She's got Tiffany first. Well, Tiffany just looks her dead in the eye and she says, "Bring it. Come on." She ain't scared of neither one of these women. However, I do have to make a honorable mention to Jade Cargill's attire. She had them puppies taped up way too high. Way too high.
Dude,
I mean, the nips are like right here.
my wife was
They
like,
look like this.
Jade needs to fix them
And
nipples.
I'm the one to judge. I know they have to tape themselves up, okay? But
Right.
at the same time, man, come on.
Like,
Let's manage them girls a little better. Which took us into match number two.
all right. So before we get into match two, let me touch on one thing. Just off
Mhm.
the Chelsea Green and the Secret Harvest attacking the tag champs. I think that sets up a tag team title match, and I'm going to say that I think that's a good thing.
Okay.
They're not going to win the titles, no, but it keeps them relevant. Like you said, they deserve something kind of good every so often. Give them a shot at the titles, even if they don't win. It still keeps them relevant and keeps that story pushing for them. Okay,
Well,
that
okay. Alexa Bliss won the match,
yeah,
right?
right,
But the Secret Harvest, they stood tall at the end, which is what I'm talking about. Yeah,
yeah.
they need the boost. Absolutely.
Exactly. And what better way to boost them than to be like, okay, since you beat them down, we're fighting champions. We'll give you a shot at them. It gives them
Right?
more relativity. Okay. As far as the backstage segment, there was nothing there. Nothing there.
You
Match
good?
two was
You
a
good?
tag team match. Oh God, no! Like some segments don't need to make TV. Let's just go with
No.
that. That was one of them.
No.
Nia Jax
Yeah.
don't need to be in that picture again. No. Triple H, no. Just no.
No.
Let that shit go. All right, so match two was a tag team match, guys, which they had. I was so impressed when I seen this too. Mello Don't Miz actually has a graphic and everything now. And please forgive me for saying it like that. I know it sounds bad, but like why? Why spend the money on it if you know that you're not keeping this team together for a minute, which we all know that. Anywho,
Okay.
just back to it.
Hold on.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let me just say, a 5-year old could have made that graphic. Okay,
Right.
that didn't cost. They have designers on site. So
They
continue.
still have to pay them, is what I'm saying. That wasn't worth.
They
It's
get
not
paid
worth
anyway.
paying for. Just saying.
They get paid anyway.
Cheers, by the way. Seniors, it's your babes. I am.
Yeah.
Anyway, Melano Miz takes on the team of Fraxium, which Fraxium, Golden what?
So like banana,
Oh, right.
banana.
I've
You
got
know, you know what
Ice
I'm
Blue
talking
Dragon. Ice Blue Dragon.
about.
Mm-hmm. Good shit. Anyway, this match was a actually very good match. A lot of high flying in this match from Fraxium and Mello, and Miz actually took off
Yeah.
the top rope as well.
Yeah.
Miz and Hayes end up getting the victory. It wasn't really worth a lot of like recap, but they end up getting the victory. But the victory was a little interesting as Milo was setting up for, I think he calls it nothing but net. Miz tags himself in,
Yeah.
hits the skull for crushing finale, gets the pin and the victory. He gets up, he's all happy about it, and you can obviously look over in the corner and see that Mello is completely pissed off, rightfully so. Let
I
me
mean,
say,
yeah.
and I guess it just kind of clicks with him. He's like, you know what? Hey, we got the victory. We'll do high fives. They cut back. Um, I
Mm,
want to touch on this for a second.
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Me too. Go ahead though.
In no way whatsoever, in no reason whatsoever, that might have sounded stupid, but just follow with me. There is no reason in this world that you should not have some kind of medical update within a week.
Oh, Cody. We're talking about Cody.
Unfortunately, we get told tonight that a week later, and there is no medical update on Cody Rhodes.
All right.
I call
They
bullshit.
don't want to. Yeah, they don't want to release it to the public right now because Drew might have actually kicked his head off.
Yeah,
So honestly, he's probably taking a vacation. He's probably got a week or two saved up in PTO, and he's probably just out the door right now. Which after the bout with Cena at SummerSlam, sure, I'm okay with that. But just tell us that you don't have to do this medical update bullshit. Just say
I
it.
really have nothing to to add to that. I find it to be
No,
very stupid. I hate this. We have kind of the same, but a very lightly conflicting views of how a champion should be approached. I feel as though a champion should be there every week. Hat believes they should be there most of the time.
yeah, 75%.
I can still agree to that. Yes, you should get time off, maybe a week in between. However, if you're trying to build a storyline, I don't feel as though attacking and then some dumb shit like they decided to come up with tonight it is a viable way to go with that.
All right. So since we're talking about Cody Rhodes
Hmm.
and Drew McIntyre,
Yes.
I don't know where you left off on the notes, but have we made it to Drew's segment yet? Because
Uh, no, no, almost,
this
almost.
seems well. Take us through this segment before that, and then we'll talk about Cody.
All right, so we get another Tiffany segment in the back. This time she runs into Kiana James, who is the voice for Julia, I suppose. But
Mm-hmm.
she's not really there to like conflict on that. She's actually there to offer her services. Tiffy said she was a champion before she met her. She doesn't think she needs her. She's good. To which Kiana James grabs her and
Right.
says, "Well, if you're not with us, you're against us." Like
Right.
Tiffy knows, okay? Every week, like the promo she did, even though it was pointless earlier, she looked solid in that promo. Why? Because she's starting to feel that character. She's starting to become that confident champion. The promo she pulled tonight when she looked Jade and Nia both in the face and told them both, "I'm not scared of you. If you want it, come get it." That is that's the vibe we need from Tiffy Stratton going forward. We get that.
I feel like that's all we needed.
That I think if we get that Tiffy and she can continue to mold that character around herself, I feel as
Yeah,
though she continues to be champion for a little bit. But anyway, that actually does lead
absolutely.
us into the Drew segment, bro, that you were interested in. So please take it away.
Yeah, if you don't mind, I'd like to. So Drew McIntyre made his way to the ring. It was announced at the beginning of the show he's got something to say about Cody. Cody, 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 Cody. Everybody's talking about Cody. He has laid claim to the number one contendership spot. He tells them not to provoke him because he's the real nightmare. Now, I have to say that this out of Drew McIntyre, I like Drew. I think he deserves a title shot. Okay, I'm not by no means am I faulting the man on that front. I think his promo work though is atrocious. I think that he hold on. I think that he doesn't know how to work a mic. I think he struggles to articulate the things he's trying to say. And I kind of felt like that he's on repeat with the CM Punk stuff. I don't know why, but when he was talking to Cody
Mm,
tonight, because that's who he was addressing, he wasn't addressing us.
okay.
When he was talking to Cody, he made himself the victim, like he always does.
Like he
That
always
side of Drew
does.
McIntyre, I don't care for that. That's I like Drew. I think he's a hell of an athlete. I think he is world champion material. I think he is top tier, up there with Cena and Orton and Cody and Seth. He's up there with the bigger names. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Do do I think that he and Cody will put on a great show at Clash in Paris? If that's where we're going with this,
Oh yeah.
probably. What?
What?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
All right.
Uh,
So to
Profits.
touch on what he's saying there, Drew's mic work, I feel as though it gets away from him. Like he can start building really well, and then it's just like he drops the ball. Like when he started going out and like going outside and showing the stuff that he did like tonight, moving the table and where he kicked him in the head. Like we didn't need, like we watched the replay. Like he made sure to show the replay, but then he wanted to take us through it in like a voice acting and acting it out. I didn't need that. I know that's probably that's not him. Okay, that's somebody telling him what to say because they all know what to say. They have a fucking voice piece in their ear every time they go out. However, I feel as though Drew needs that title shot, and depending on how actually they work that match, depends on if I feel as though he actually needs to be able to work as a champion or not. So anyway, going forward on that to get off of that, we get another backstage segment. That like a lot of backstage segment tonight, guys. This one was with the Street Profits though. They say they're going to go after the tag titles after they get rid of DIY. The MFT show up and say they're going to have to run through them first because it's time for them to get in. The Street Profits leave, and Tala's like, I don't know, he's like spooked or he's kind of thrown off by something. And Solo says, "Hey man, you okay?" And Talo's like, "Yeah, we're good." So they walk away, and it turns out to be Uncle Howdy standing in the back. It looks like they're taunting the tag team division still, which don't get me wrong, at least they're doing something solid with the Wyatt Six. But I want to see those titles defended more than just once every couple of months or so, like they have a tendency
Yeah, that's
to.
that's that's a reoccurring trend that I don't like. That no one likes. I like to see title matches. So,
Right. But speaking of
um,
that third match, let's
so,
get into it. It was the tag team match. It was DIY taking on the Street Profits. This
mhm.
match, by far, and I'm sure Hat will attest and agree with me, was the match of the night. This match could be a pay per view, or I'm sorry, a PLE match, and I would have been extremely happy watching this match.
I think that both of these teams are extremely hardworking teams. They
I
are
agree.
they are awesome superstars.
I agree. And each one of the teams that, like you said, they are hardworking. They're great. They've had runs with the tag team titles, so I feel as though they'll still be contenders for hell, maybe all the way till WrestleMania. Really, like I'm sure there'll be a team or two in between to work a program or two to get through to different parts. But I feel as though we'll
Yeah.
see like some insane tag team match again at WrestleMania, which I don't think I put it here, but I just happen to remember it off my head. If you all didn't catch the graphic tonight, April 18th and April 19th, which is Saturday and Sunday of next year, WrestleMania Vegas. That was
Yeah,
announced
back at
today
Allegiant Stadium.
back at Allegiant Stadium. They actually got the okay and the go through, so we are awesome and we know exactly where WrestleMania is going to be next year. And trust me, I'm
Yeah, I
excited.
bet you are. All right, so let's go in next week. We're going to get SmackDown from Dublin, right? That
Hmm.
that was the next thing on the list,
Yeah.
and then we got a camera scene in the back. I don't know if you we got Sami Zayn, Big Jim, Jacob. They're all talking. Sami and Jacob have a small confrontational moment. Whatever.
Don't
Then we
get in
get the
my way,
MFTs.
bruh.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
that
yeah.
was
I
basically what it
mean,
was. It was
the
basically what it was.
MFTs taking on Jimmy, Jacob, and Sami Zayn. This match was very fast. Um, there was a lot. I was expecting this to be a dirty finish, but in all reality, Sami Zayn, he hit what? What was it? It was the exploder,
And then
then
the
Halula
super kick,
kick,
and that was it.
yeah,
Clean
and then
three
one, two,
count,
three.
baby. Clean three count.
But it is Sami Zayn's first night
Yeah,
on, so that's to be expected, man. Like honestly, I like Sammy being on SmackDown. I like that this is going to lead to tag team, tag team, tag team. I think we're building our teams for Survivor Series with the MFTs and the old bloodline.
I
So,
want Sammy to be champion. Okay.
you
Sorry. Let me flip this a little bit, guys. Give me just a second. Let me think of how to word this right quick.
do
I
do do
want
do
Sami
do
Zayn
do.
to actually have a title reign that is worth a shit.
Yeah,
He won the title. He won the Intercontinental title from Gunther. Held it for up until what I think the next pay per view or the next PLE, and then got destroyed by Braun Breaker. And then he won the title
yeah,
back from Braun Breaker and kept it until the next
yeah,
one and lost it again. Like he don't get like he gets that moment that he yearns for. And that's great. Yes, a
yeah,
lot of people aim for that. But I want him to actually have a title reign, even if it's with the US title, that's worth a meaningful run. Because I feel as though even though Sami Zayn is great, I'm not taking nothing away from the man. I think he does excellent ring work.
yeah.
In the wild mind of Buddha, in a
Oh God,
perfect
oh God.
world, this is what happens. And oh my God, you want to hear a scroll girl scream? I got you on that. Here we go. Sami
Right?
Zayn wins that title. He keeps it for a little bit. Okay, let's say he keeps it up towards WrestleMania. We're
Yeah,
getting we're getting towards there, and there's nobody that he hasn't beat yet. And he's looking for a new contender, and out walks Kevin Owens.
yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
honestly, I
I
hope that he recovers. I hope he recovers and is
do
able
too.
to,
And I feel as though
because
that would kind of be the aim as far as the number of months. We already know he had the surgery. We already know it was successful, and that he's already in the process of recovery and healing. KO, big man to big man. I hope you get well soon, brother, and I hope you're back in the ring soon. Okay? In the wild world of Buddha's brain, in wrestling for sure, that is a I will scream like a schoolgirl if that happens moment. Okay?
listen. I want Sami Zayn to win a title too, so you're not alone, guys. Here's the other thing. Again, I want to go ahead and mention that in our again on our Discord, we have a stage set up, and if you guys would like to come talk to us, maybe hear the audio version of this podcast, if you will. You're more than welcome to come up on the stage. All
Like
you have to
Brock
do is
said,
raise your hand.
just bring it.
Yeah, we welcome everybody to come up and have conversation if you want to talk about this WWE stuff. Um, we are also trying to get the Discord up to 100 members in the Dividend, and once we do, one lucky member will receive a Revolution X T-shirt. So, guys, bring your friends, content creators, bring your communities, bring them into the Dividend. Let's get everybody together. Just saying, we
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 want to
want as
have
many. And is
And
looking
as
good.
corny as this is going to sound, this sounds awesome in my head. But we want to
We want to take over
have
the world.
the dankest server on Discord. And that's what the Doobie Den is going to be, guys. It is going to be the dankest, most smelliest, grade
Just
A
the dankest.
mwah,
Wow. Wow.
server
Wow.
on Discord. In
So I,
I'm gonna smack my
I will.
imaginary wrist here that's got an imaginary watch on it and say, I don't know.
Okay. So
We're off track. It's
let's
okay.
pick the topic at hand. Did anybody ever come to the stage, or is there anybody there? Or
I don't think so.
okay. So guys, again, that's there for you guys if you want. If not, that's cool. We also like to just have people in chat and talk to them. We expect opinions. We want opinions. I like to talk to people. Buddha likes to talk to people. We are coming up on an ad break though, so I want to kind of try and wrap this up here in the next few minutes.
Okay.
Buddha, rating of SmackDown,
Hey, 3 out of 5.
3 out of 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll agree. 3 out of 5.
Okay.
3 out of 5 is a solid count.
Let's touch on this right quick before we do hit that ad break. Transfers and trades. Okay.
Yep.
We got Sami Zayn on SmackDown tonight. Who makes their debut for Raw on Monday?
I don't know. That's tough.
I'm having a
That's
problem with it
tough.
too. So
'Cause
the reason I brought this up is I actually didn't have an answer myself.
it's not
However,
Damien Priest. I'll tell
we
you that.
have you, chat. So do us a
Mm-hmm.
favor in that comment section, blow it up with who you'd like to see from SmackDown transfer over to Raw. Since SmackDown got Sami Zayn tonight, who will Raw get? There's no wrong answers. There's no right answers. Hell, right now we don't know. Like it's a nice little curveball hitting right now. Never seen Sami Zayn going to SmackDown because he was just working a program, was he not? Yeah, with
No,
Karrion Cross.
he was,
So
but Cross is
Cross
gone now.
gone.
So
I guess this is a good way to remove him. So but somebody's coming from SmackDown over to Raw. So do us a favor in that comment section. Like I said, blow it up. Let us know who you think it's going to be. And yeah, we'll get back with you guys. We'll make sure to comment on it. And hey, like he always says, I know he goes over this 2, 3 times a night, which is fine. And it needs to happen. But we do have a stage, guys. And we're on it right now. We're live. All you got to do is click on that, raise your hand, ask to come up on the stage. We'd love to have you on the stage. So we're not going to say no. There's no wrong things when you
right.
get up here. We talk wrestling. You hear it as you're sitting here watching the stream right now. We talk about it just as well with you guys. If you go back a couple of shows, we actually had our first guest up, and that was the most wonderful time we've had. So
Yeah, Big Slade, where you at, buddy?
come on up and do it again,
Um,
guys. We'll love to have you. And I really think that's it for tonight, brother, as far as SmackDown review goes. Like I said, I gave it a 3. He agrees. Wasn't the greatest of shows tonight, guys, but it wasn't the worst. The tag team match between the Street
mhm.
Profits and DIY. Oh, that wasn't a 5-star match. Okay, I would say that's a solid 4.5. Like it had everything in it. If there would have been some kind of weaponry involved or a crash through a table or something like that, 5 stars all day long.
Yeah,
But the fact they had the managers involved as much as they did, Candace being involved, Candace doing that fucking Hina Carana to Montez onto Anton or into oh my god, what is his name? Dawkins, yeah. So
yeah.
it that part was decent, guys. Anyway, um, I think that's going to do it for tonight's episode of RevX Wrestling Review. Again, I am your co-host Fire. That is MJ Hat, and we will see you guys next week. Same doobie time, same doobie channel. So come on back, guys.
In the
Watch
Doobie
us.
Den.
I'm sorry,
In the Doobie Den.
in the doobie den. So come on back and watch us, guys. Like we said, join if you'd like. Until then, though, we will catch you on the flip side later, and peace out.
Later.